All right, for this project, you're going to need to make something called a medium. And we have everything we need here on this table, and I'll introduce those in a second. But this medium is going to be a fluid, a mixture that you use to mix with your powder pigment, which is what you'll finish making the paint with. So the fluid mixes with the powder and it creates paint. Today you can buy paint in a tube with this already done, but in the time during the Renaissance, they had to make paint by first making the medium to mix with their pigment. So to make this medium, you need your measuring tool, which is 1 teaspoon. You're going to need a sharp pencil. You will need an egg, which is the key ingredient. You'll need something called linseed oil, and I have some water here as well, and you'll need some water. Paper towel is highly recommended with something to put your egg in. As you'll see when we begin, you'll need to put the yellow part of the egg yolk, into a container. I think during this project you guys will use the Dixie cup, which should work. You just have to be careful. So the base of this medium, or this material that you mix your powder with, is the yellow portion of an egg, and it's the egg yolk. The yolk has an ability to adhere to a paint surface or a canvas really, really well, and over time it will bleach, and that means that the sun or the light will make it turn clear. So any paint you mix with it will stand out and be its true color and will stick to the canvas. And so this is the whole point of using the egg. So to start, you're going to crack the egg. You're going to get the egg yolk by sifting it through your hands very, very carefully. And you want to be as careful as you can, because the egg yolk is very gentle. It's actually protected by a very, very thin coat called well, I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but just this very thin skin that keeps the egg yolk in place. And the fluid inside will come out if you crack it, and that's what we'll use the pencil for. But first we need to just simply crack the egg over a surface or a container that you can use to catch all the remaining ingredients, as you see here. This is messy, but it's perfectly harmless. You can see the egg white falls through, and we're going to go through a process of drying the egg, meaning use your hand. It should be clean and dry, and you're just going to run the yolk back and forth in your hand so that it can get most of that egg white off. Now I'm going to move this out of the way since I have everything removed from the egg, and this yolk is what I want to clean and dry a little bit more. So I'm going to wipe my hands back and forth to continue to dry this egg. And if you pay attention, you'll notice there is a sac, a clear, transparent yolk sac that is keeping the fluid inside. Be very careful at this point. So I would say my egg yolk is ready to go. I'm going to put the yolk into a separate container. This is actually what you'll use the Dixie cup for. This is when my pencil comes in. What I will do is I will put the yolk over the container, and I will poke it and be very careful so that I can keep the yolk in my hand while draining the contents into the cup. I do not want to get the skin into the cup. Alright, so I'll poke it, and you can see it happening, and just like that. Okay. And go ahead and you can throw away the remaining. If you don't get all of it, that's fine. If you get most of it, that's the goal. Now, you'll probably want to wash your hands, and you can do that now at this point if you'd like. But the yolk that is in the cup, that's the main ingredient. What we'll do is we want to add 2 main ingredients to that. we will add a teaspoon of something called linseed oil. And all this is a natural oil that you can find in nature. It's just as harmless as walnut oil or almond oil. You definitely don't want to drink it or anything, but be careful with it. If it gets on your hands, you can simply wash it away. And you want 1 teaspoon of this. And then you want 1 teaspoon of water. And now we'll do this over here. Put a little bit more water in there because I could tell I didn't get enough. But this is all I need, these 3 ingredients. And what I will do is then mix, 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 mix. And I am going to mix this for a good 2 or 3 minutes. If it looks like it's mixed, it could very well be, but 2 to 3 minutes to be safe. You want these 3 ingredients to kind of mix within each other because they don't naturally adhere to each other or create a single substance. The oil and the water, as you probably know, they don't like each other. So you want to mix this for a good couple minutes, and all it will look like is sort of like a scrambled egg, ever so slightly. It'll be about a couple tablespoons worth of fluid. And this right here is all you need for an entire day of painting. This is your medium, and this is how you make egg tempura painting. So the next thing we'll review is how to mix this liquid, this medium, with a powder pigment, and that will be what we use to create paint. And you can do that by watching the paint mixing video on today's playlist. Thank you for watching.